We've all had that frustration of sitting down at the kit, playing along with our favorite song, and then realizing I cannot for the life of me lock in with the drums on this recording. Maybe you're not even sure exactly what he's playing because it can be hard to hear the drums sometimes. Trust me, I've been there. Here are 3 reasons why this is probably happening, which we'll follow with 4 steps to solve this issue. Let's get going. Hey everybody, welcome to the Non-Glamorous Drummer. This is a channel that's all about giving you the most important non-glamorous drumming tips to actually help you get better at the drums. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Okay, reason number 1, and I don't mean to insult you in any way, but maybe you just haven't actually listened to the recording and so you just haven't really paid attention to how the drums go. Maybe you jumped straight onto the kit and started playing without really listening to what's going on. This is what I've done before, especially when I first got started on drums. And in high school, I always wanted to just go jam out, and so it's very easy to skip the step of actually listening to the recording first. Number 2, well, maybe you have listened to the recording, but you just haven't practiced the groove enough to the point where you can play it along with the recording, and with everything going on, you can actually stay locked in. It's very possible to kind of know how to play a groove, but then in the heat of the moment, playing along with the recording and trying to keep up, things can fall apart. Number 3, going a little deeper here, maybe you're not guilty of the first 2, but this third one, maybe you're not actually listening to the drums on the recording and you're listening more to yourself because, you feel like you've got to listen to yourself to make sure your playing is staying together and making sure you're playing things right, and so sometimes the whole listening thing and what do I listen to, that can be troublesome. So I think those are probably the 3 biggest reasons. So now let's talk through 4 steps to overcome those so that you can actually lock in and play well with a recording or with a band for that matter. Okay, step number 1, and this is kind of an obvious one, but again, like I alluded to a minute ago, it's easy to skip over this. Be sure to listen to the recording several times, several meaning like 3 or 4 times before you ever sit down at the kit. Become really familiar with how the song goes and like how does that verse transition into the chorus, and what fill is the drummer playing going from the chorus into the next verse. How does the overall song flow? What's the big picture? What are the basics of the groove? What's the kick pattern? Stuff like that. Step number 2, and this is kind of a bonus points thing, but this doesn't have to be rocket science. Write a chart. That chart can be super basic, just writing down intro, verse, chorus, bridge, etc., so that you know the song flow, and that can help a lot with memorizing the song and learning how it goes. Now you can go as simple or as detailed as you want with writing a chart. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. You can write a simple song form like that. You can count measures and write, okay, 8-bar chorus, 4-bar transition, etc., etc. You could even write some drum notation in off to the side and literally write out the groove. I've done some previous videos about this very thing, and so you can see how I like to write my charts, and I even did a video about some like notation basics about how I might write out a groove. So be sure to check those out in case you're unfamiliar or you want to go a little deeper with that. Step number 3, once you've done 1 and 2, especially number 1, but once you've done 1 and 2, jump over to the kit, but practice the groove and the fills, just you and the metronome, not the recording yet, so just you and the metronome, so you can listen to the metronome but really listen to yourself and make sure you're getting everything together where the groove's being played correctly, you've got it feeling good, you're becoming more comfortable and confident with it. At that point, once you've successfully done that, you're actually ready for step number 4, which is then pull up the recording, jam out, have fun. The reason you can jam out and have fun is because at that point you've earned it by really learning what it is you're playing, so you actually don't have to think as much about yourself and about the mechanics of what you're playing because you've already got that comfortable. So now you can divert your listening from just yourself to the recording and to the drums on the recording. And that's when you go from playing drums decently to playing drums really well, because if you can transition your listening from just yourself to listening to what's going on around you, listening to the different things on the recording, that's a big deal. Listen to the melody and how the drums interact with the melody or with the lead guitar part. Pay a lot of attention to those things. And if you learn to do it with the recording, it's that much easier to then do it with a live band if you're playing a gig. Really, listening is the highest point you can get to. And when you can control your listening because you're so comfortable and confident with your playing, that's when really your playing can get to another level. Hey, I hope today's discussion helped you out. It was definitely a pretty non-glamorous topic, but if it did help you out and if you want to see some more on this, check out the links to the other videos in the description and be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.